Come into the kitchen with me. We'll cook up something yummy, savory, spicy, or sweet, to satisfy your tummy each and every week. It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for In the Kitchen with Miss Paula Harmonica Mama, and it's gonna be yummy. Good morning, and welcome to another edition of In the Kitchen with Miss Paula Harmonica Mama. And today I am going to be making creamy coleslaw dressing. I have a family event later this afternoon. It's kind of an early Easter celebration, and the folks are grilling out hot dogs, and they asked me to make a dessert or a side dish. And I've had a really busy week. I've been in Huntington most of the week helping my daughter move, so I'm doing something quick and simple. So let's get started. This is going to be a measure with your heart recipe. So we're going to start out with a big old glob of mayo, and I got the wrong size of spatula. That one works. And I'm feeding, there's going to be about 35 people there. So I'm going to make quite a bit. And this was, I would say this jar of mayonnaise was a quarter full maybe. I'm just going to use the whole thing there. I have another one in case I need it. I like getting that stuff all scraped out. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Alrighty, yeah, this is going to be a fun afternoon, I do believe. Excuse my back. We've got grandkids will be there, and cousins. There'll be folks from Indiana, I believe. So I've got that mayonnaise in there, and it looks to be about a cup. And then I'm going to add to it cider vinegar. And we'll see how this is. Got that going there. I made this the other day with the grandkids. We're having coleslaw with our dinner, and they helped me stir up and kind of make the dressing there. Okay, let's see if we can't. Hang on a second here. Okay, here we go. All right. But I'm just whisking it up. And I'm using 4 bags of slaw mix. Sometimes I get, sometimes I get full of vitality, and I actually buy the cabbage and carrots and do all that stuff. But I'm kind of on a time crunch today too, so I'm not going there today. Okay, we're also going to put in just a little bit of ground pepper. I want to start taking this off before I use it on camera. Whoops, now that went before. I'll get it later. But one thing that I enjoy doing, and I enjoyed it with my children and even with the little ones that I took care of when I was a family child care provider, is cooking with children. My mom cooked with us, and my maternal grandmother did too. And both of my kids are really, really good cooks. I I convinced my son, and then he eventually found out it was true, that it's not being sissified if you are a guy and you cook. It can actually be a chick magnet. And by the time when he was in high school, that is about a third of a cup. It wasn't quite all the way full. But so far all we have in here is mayonnaise, cider vinegar, and salt, pepper, and sugar. All right, so I'm going to take a taste test that is. Excuse me. Needs a little more sugar, so I'm putting in not quite a third cup again. And, excuse me, I need to get a drink of water here. But like I was saying, I think it's important, and it's a good way to spend time with your kids as well. Okay, try another spoon here. That's it. It's funny when I had the kids do this. They were really hesitant to taste it. But they finally did. And a lot of times when you have kids help you cook like that, they'll eat whatever they cook, but they didn't really care for this too much, so they didn't eat it. Alright. Alright, so in goes 4 bags of slaw. Where did the scissors go? There they are. I may need to make some more dressing. Okay. Now, you can use any kind of slaw mix. I also like the kind that doesn't have any carrots for some dishes. And I like I'm getting to kind of settle down in there so I can get it all in here. And sometimes I get the tricolored that also has some of the red cabbage in it. But this is really quite tasty, and it goes well with hot dogs. And that's, she said, we're grilling hot dogs. Okay. We'll just put both of those in there. Ooh, it's going to be a tight fit. I think I'm going to have to make 2 batches. Just hold on here. Okay. Yes, I did have to take some of this out. Excuse me. And I'm going to move that out of the way. I am going to have to make 2 batches. So, because I excuse me, enough room to stir. So I'm going to pour this in here and see how that's nice and creamy. And since I want to make it with love and I'm measuring with my heart, I'll use my heart spoon. My son gave that to me. He gave me a whole set of wooden spoons like that for Christmas a couple of years ago. I seem to have been running low on wooden spoons. They were kind of, they've been, you know, I mean, I'd had them for 20, 30 years kind of thing, and even just using them every day, after a while they started breaking. Oh, I think that's going to be plenty. Oh, there's a big old piece of cabbage in there. I'm going to pull that one out. There's another one. I don't like running into those when I'm eating coleslaw, so I kind of imagine other folks have the same feeling, like those big pieces like that. I just kind of toss them out. Hold on just a second. All right. This time of year I have trouble with running nose all the time. I'm going to scrape a little bit more of that in there. Alrighty. And we'll get all this other stuff. And we'll set it out of the way. Alright. That looks right. Okay. You can see how it is very nice and creamy. Kind of has a nice little sheen to it. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but it does kind of, it's a nice little sheen to it. So that's how I know the stuff is all nice. The cabbage and stuff is really nice and covered. Okay. So, I'll get rid of some of this trash too. When I go to places, I sometimes like to take a pan. I don't have to worry about getting back. So I'm just going to put this in here. I'm glad I have two pans, because that's going to fill that up. Okay, cool beans. All right. And I'm going to set this over here, because I'm just going to use it again to make the other one. So we'll have two pans of slaw here. Oops. All right. Now, let's just put a few little curls of carrot on top, just for a little bit of garnish here. And I'm just using a little vegetable scraper to make a little garnish. I'm just going to kind of put them there in the middle. Oh, let me get a couple more. There we go. And let's put a few snips of green onion on it. I like that part. I have some little green onions starting in egg carton. Hang on a second and I'll show you. I planted those again with the grandkids. Okay, yeah, hold on here a second and I'll show you what we got going on. Okay, so I really only had like 4, well, maybe 5. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So we have this growing in an egg carton, and when it gets a little bit warmer, it's like in the 30s today, I'm gonna stick them out in my little greenhouse, but I just clipped off the end of the green onion that I bought at the grocery store, and the grandchildren and I stuck them in this dirt. So where there's nothing, where you don't see anything growing, I didn't put any in there. We didn't have enough from the last time I used the green onions. All right, I think that's kind of a cool thing to do with kids. Okie dokie, I'm gonna go put these away. All right, so here is our finished project. I'm going to put a lid on it, and before you know it, we're going to be heading out the door to go to this little picnic deal. Okay, so that is how I make creamy coleslaw. So I will be back with you next Wednesday. Y'all take care now. Love you, you know that, right? It will be such a blessing when you make your loved ones this creamy coleslaw dressing. All right, now I'm going to remind you to please subscribe or like, share, make a comment, and keep in mind, I will see you next Wednesday. Love you all. Bye-bye.